ladies and gentlemen, all the models seem to be in complete agreement that a hurricane is going to hit Florida in 3 days, which would be Thursday. And so now we're just waiting and we're watching and we're getting prepared and we're praying that a miracle happens or this is just some bogus piece of shit tropical storm. But I would prepare for it and I'm going to cover it like it's definitely going to be a dangerous hurricane. You don't necessarily want to be there unless you're like, hey man, I'm a Lieutenant Danner. I'm going to Lieutenant Dan this thing. Right now, these are only predicting like 2 to 7 inches of rain for large portions of Florida. I imagine that this estimate will switch and this whole thing you will probably push more overland over the next few days. And then you got heavy rain coming in here, then heavy rain coming in here. It's a multiple low monster. You got subtropical storm NICOLE here, and then in its tail or wings, whatever you want to call it, you've got another little low. And so this is a multiple low monster. And we got a total lunar blood moon eclipse in Taurus hitting tomorrow. So, yeah, stay cool. Play defense, though. And so, I mean, like I said, models are pretty drawn in on where it's going, when it's going, how it's going to go. And so it could have, hit near Mar-a-Lago, then push out to Crystal Rivers, and then come up through Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and then possibly hit New York, New Jersey, and all that shit. Subtropical guidance is suggesting probably only a tropical storm, possibly a Category 1, but I would be prepared, man. And I definitely think it will have some hurricane impacts. Oh man, the equatorial electro jet line looks super juicy. You can almost see the storm has a giant tail that goes through Central America and then back out into the Pacific. This thing will be wrapping up, forming up, and then pushing to the west over the next 72 hours. So we're going to be getting like a hurricane coming to Florida. At the same time, you get a big blizzard, the Pac Northwest, and then a monsoonal heavy rainal thing that'll bring up to 5 inches of heavy rain into Southern California, and then like 7 feet of snow up in the mountains up here. And you can get a little bit of moisture pushing up to the Gulf. So you got like triple energy pieces all coming together up here. So this thing may have some major impacts. I don't know what it was a year ago, a year and a half ago. There was a storm where it was only like a Category 1 hurricane, maybe even a tropical storm. But then when it hit New Jersey, man, it really fudged sugar up or whatever. Trending in Twitter, they were saying that the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season is underway. Man, this is definitely huge, if true. For the West Coast, most of the higher elevations will get more of the precipitation, but a lot of the area, all the way through North and South California, should get a decent bit of rain. And selfishly, I don't like hurricanes because I get less funny as they get closer. And I really like to be as funny as possible. I don't know if you know that. It's true, though. So, yeah, I'll be here reporting for you as your planetary defense commander, Star-Lord New Thor 7, the T. And beware, I might mention that it's going to be my 10-year anniversary on the 23rd. Way too many times. So much that you might get sick of hearing me say that. And then you got a super blue cool down coming after the hurricane hits. Except if you're in Alaska, then it's going to be too hot. Or above average or whatever. And I got to tell you, Jupiter is about to go direct in 15 days. I've been counting it down the entire 120-day cycle that Jupiter's been retrograde. And Mars has been retrograde for 8 days. And that has been a weird and wild 8 days. Would you not agree? And I'm going to try and go this whole holiday season without mentioning, oh my God, I really want to cuddle. Because that doesn't help me. And it doesn't help anybody. Yeah, there was a solar flare and coronal mass ejection yesterday. So take the weird weather watch up an extra notch. And, this eclipse is going to be hitting you. It's visible. You can see it if there's no cloud cover in your area in the USA. It's going to be hitting on election day, bro. Slow your rotation, stellar fool. All right. Ooh, pretty. just like you. Yeah, it's definitely wyvern looking, definitely mythological water and wind creature looking. You know what I'm saying? And now's the part of the show where I just ramble on about anything that comes to the tip of my tongue head, like I was Ulysses. Oh, look at that. Venus is moving across the tip top of the sun's ecliptic. That's fascinating. But yeah, it's been a very active year for the sun, and technically for me as well. Have you had a good year? What are you wearing? What do you want for Christmas? What are your plans for Thanksgiving? Do you plan to celebrate THORnews' 10-year anniversary? Anyway, you don't have to. But I gotta say, having made 4,700 plus videos over 10 years, I've had a pretty good time. And I feel like I've done a really good job. I'm giving myself a pretty dang good report card. Remember, in about a week or two, I'll be asking everybody for their THORnews report card. Be honest if you can. Remember, I love you. And so, oh yeah, we're also here watching this on the lookout for sun diving comets. We've had a couple. Usually they come in from down here. Ooh, look at that ghost leaving the sun. I'm sorry, solar plasma ghost. There. That's way more sciencey. Bang! That was on the 4th of November. And here's, you get the click, click, boom. Oh yeah, if you're new here, this is the occulting disc covering the sun, so you can see the light around it. Down here is the cat hair of doom. And there's one of the sun diving comets. So yeah, it's been very super duper interesting days. October was a trip, and can you believe we're already a week through November? It's kind of mind blowing in my opinion. And you know what I think is cool? For 10 years at THORnews, I basically said I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, and I've done my very best to stay away from politics. Because I definitely have enough personality. I don't need to make politics part of my identity. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, Republican and Democrat parties were like set in stone decades ago. And that's why I created Asteroid Fight Club. But that's just me. How are you? If I asked what you're wearing, what kind of shoes you got? Are they comfortable? Forrest Gump said comfortable shoes are the meaning of life, or something like that. Maybe he said chocolate was the meaning of life. I forget. See, my funny just disappears right before hurricanes come. But hopefully the sun and the solar images are doing the talking. But there's been quite a bit of activity. It looks like a giant, it's like those big things that dance in front of car dealerships when the wind blows. It almost looks like that, but it's not. It is giant pillars of plasma light that the sun is kicking out. I don't know if you looked at the sun with your eyes lately, or the moon. They definitely do fascinating stuff every day. The sky has been pretty dang tremendous. And after that storm that dropped a bunch of tornadoes in Arkansas, Texas, and Louisiana moved over, the sky looked incredible. Kind of like you. Oh, man. I do get kind of cheesy around the holidays, so you need to be watching out for that. And the more I try to get flirty and charming, the less flirty and charming I become. Isn't that transitive properties? No. Transitive properties mean that if I beat Michael Jordan at poker, then I could beat Shaquille O'Neal at basketball. Ha! I just messed up transitive properties. But I give you guys a bunch of excellent information. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Stay cool. God bless everyone. And pray for miracles with the hurricane. Yo. All right. Ooh.